Thanks, Rita. Welcome to the Late Look North. Good evening, I'm Adam Powell. Durham's England captain Ben Stokes has announced his retirement from international cricket. Stokes, who grew up in Cumbria, will call time on his England career tomorrow at the end of the third test at Trent Bridge. Now 35, Stokes has played 122 tests, 44 as captain, scoring in excess of 7,000 runs and taking more than 250 test wickets. The chairman of Cockermouth Cricket Club, where a teenage Stokes honed his skills, believes he had one of the toughest jobs in sport.
You only have to look back and listen to the guys who've done the England captaincy before. You know, you hear Michael Atherton and Nasser Hussain on commentary. These guys are under immense pressure. You know, I think the England football manager, the Prime Minister, and the England cricket captain in this country, you know, whether it's men's or women's sport, you know, they're under immense pressure.
Cumbria's Police, Fire and Crime Commissioner says Andy Burnham can deliver for the North by passing on powers to local leaders. David Allen says he believes the former Greater Manchester Mayor can make a difference to communities here if he becomes Prime Minister. But his political opponents say they're not convinced. Here's our political editor, Richard Moss.
Andy Burnham in Wearside in 2008. Then he was Culture Secretary, preening his northern credentials while visiting a pigeon coop. 18 years on, the man sometimes called the King of the North could soon be Prime Minister. Optimism. Labour's Cumbrian Police and Crime Commissioner says yes.
You know, he spent the last sort of best part of a decade dealing with local issue, successfully delivering for Manchester what I want to deliver in Cumbria, what I'd like to see across the entire North. He's involved and invested in localism. That is what will make the difference. Westminster, give us the means, give us the money, let us make the decisions.
One recently elected Newcastle Green councillor, though, is not convinced.
We're getting the King of the North and who's going to fight for North, and yes, or are we just getting Starmerism with a northern accent? Labour needs to take this seriously. They need to tackle the poverty and build the green energy. If we're just going to get the same, and he's not willing to fight the establishment, then we're just going to get the same thing and not the change that we need.
And a Northumberland Conservative says his top priority should be getting young people back to work.
What he really needs to focus on, and I hope he does come out and say this, is how we deal with some of our needs, not in employment or training, or young people. 900,000 young people who don't have and appear not to have a future. That needs to be tackled.
Back in Parliament, he's seemingly set for Downing Street, but there's much yet unknown about what a Burnham premiership might mean for the North. Richard Moss, BBC One North.
A 4-year-old boy and a woman in her 30s were taken to hospital after a hit and run in South Shields. Police were called after a motorbike collided with the pair near Ocean Beach Pleasure Park yesterday afternoon and drove off. The boy remains in hospital with serious injuries. The motorcyclist is described as a white male who was wearing a sky blue t-shirt, dark shorts and red trainers. Now, after a week to remember weather-wise, what's in store for us for the rest of the week and into next week? Here's Kaye Forster.
Good evening. It's feeling a lot fresher now. The intense heat has left us. It looks as though we're going to stay generally dry this. Much fresher nights to come tonight. Now there could be just 1 or 2 showers around overnight, but we're generally dry. Going to keep some clearer skies for a time as well. But it is all about the temperatures tonight. Much fresher, much better for sleeping. We're down to 11 or 12 degrees. So then tomorrow there'll be a bit of rain around first thing, but that will clear. And there will be some sunshine around until the afternoon when we see a bit more cloud pushing in as we go through the day. But temperatures tomorrow back up into the high teens or low 20s. As I say, it's a chance of a shower, particularly on Tuesday, but otherwise quite a bit of dry weather this week and temperatures staying up into the low 20s.
Feeling a lot cooler, that's good news. That's the way things are looking this Sunday night. Look North is back tomorrow morning in breakfast with Helen Richardson from the Late Team here. Good night and hopefully sleep well. Bye-bye for now.